But again, this is why we want to do, you know, the goodbye. That's it.
Oh, oh, oh.
Try again. This is this stressful time. So we got to have one person who's relaxed to keep everything calm. I'm calm. This whole, you know, wall here is one of the biggest projects I've ever seen. That's interesting stuff they're doing right now. Hey everybody, it's Ian from Timber Point Home Inspection here, Master Home Inspector. We're here out in the outskirts of Calgary today. We're in a subdivision. It's a beautiful area. This looks like an absolute beautiful property. So really excited to get inside this house and start checking out some windows, have a look at some doors. We got 2 crews here today. This is a big house, it's a big job. I'm really excited to see this one. So come with me and we'll go check out what we're dealing with today. First thing we're gonna do with this house, these are a special type of window. Given the fact that this is more of an estate type property, you might see some more interesting types of building materials used in a house. So what I'm looking at here is a wood frame window, and it actually has like a metal cladding on the outside of it, but inside is going to be wood. Really high quality windows, typically built to last decades, you know, 50, 60 years easily. Probably not worried about the exterior of these windows and the rotting like we've seen in other, obviously, wood frame windows that weren't covered in the metal cladding, but the energy efficiency, given the fact this house has very large windows, you know, probably getting really hot during the summer, really cold during the winter, and it's more related to actually upgrading the efficiency today as opposed to the actual, probably the function or the, you know, the maintenance of the windows. The outside we have a stucco cladding, and we also have a special type of stucco that has covered a foam product. So you can tap on it, it's actually hollow. This isn't wood in behind here, this is a foam. We don't want to damage this stuff. It's very, very tricky to repair, almost impossible to match any type of repairs. If we're doing a nail fin type of installation with, you know, where we're going to have to take off all this trim work to redo it all, it's never going to look the same. It's not going to match because the stucco's got a bit of an age to it. It's going to look, you know, old versus new. It's not going to be the same. So when we're doing a brick mold installation, we'll be able to just remove the window and then install our new window and then screw it in on the sides, not have to worry about the nail fin, seal around the edge, and then we're good to go. So this type of product, very hard to repair, so we're going to leave it as is. It's in good shape, so we don't want to touch it. Okay, we got some fun going on here. We're taking out this bedroom window here. This one, with the wood window, we're going to start by removing the actual sash, the actual glass, and then we'll take the frame out after that. All this paint peeling in here is as a result of high humidity levels, condensation issues. The window isn't efficient enough to hold back the cold. So you're gonna get condensation problems, and then you're gonna get all that water coming down and then starting to affect the paint, causing some rot and just a lot of maintenance that you have to do over time. So if we replace the windows with our new vinyl, you know, everything is completely vinyl. You don't have to worry about any paint peeling or anything like that. And then we'll be able to install our casings, and then you're good to go, just like that. So we'll see how these windows come out. Sometimes the wood ones are easy, sometimes they're an absolute bitch. So we'll probably tell in a few minutes if these guys are happy or not. So we're removing our jam extensions. You can see we have our little light dusting of some bad insulation. And it's not very effective, as we've discussed. This house was actually built, you know, by a builder for himself. So you think he would have done a little bit better job insulating these windows, especially when they're very expensive wood frame, you know, metal clad windows. So that was one of the downfalls from the beginning. This house isn't overly old, but you can see how over time the efficiency of the window starts to just wear out on the wood and causing lots of peeling paint and decay and just a lack of energy efficiency in total. So goodbye. Our old window, it actually has an arch feature at the top. Homeowners are going to decide to keep that arch, so Ecoline's able to do that. Again, we got Canadian-made windows, Canadian-made ingenuity. We can definitely make that arch, so that'll be a cool window to see. Don't have to frame it in and make it square. We can actually just repurpose this, so that's good. Cosmetically, it's going to look great, and it ties into the rest of the arch features that are all over this house. You can actually see here that styrofoam foam product, not styrofoam, but it's a foam, special type of foam product inside. So we want to keep this all from getting damaged. And then when we put our new window in place, once we seal around the outside, you won't even know that there's been any sort of repairs to it. So there'll be no damage, which will look great. As I mentioned earlier, we got a big crew, guys, today. It's a big house. It's a big job, lots of windows. So we're able to get as much guys out here as we can so we can get this project done in a couple days. It's not going to take a few weeks or something like that to finish off all these windows. I heard there was 20 windows. Some of them are really, really large. Lots of arch features. So this is there's a lot of custom work here that needs to be done. So it's good having the big crew, just move things along faster and get people their house back shorter period of time. That's it. So we're in the back of the house here. This is where all the fun's gonna be. We have to set up scaffolding for these big windows. They're gonna be very heavy. It's gonna take a lot of weight, so we're gonna transfer that weight to the scaffold so that everything's gonna be safe. Especially this large window here. We have a bit of a walkout basement here. So to get up to that main floor window is gonna take, there's quite a bit of height there. That window is gonna weigh, I don't even know, probably 1,000 pounds or something like that. It's gonna be very, very heavy. It's gonna take all men on deck there, all hands on deck. So that's why we got the scaffolding here today. We haven't really been to a job site that had too much scaffolding. So when we need it, that means we got a big project, big windows in front of us.
You can make it. Go. Woo. Oh yeah.
That's not bad.
For the second try, not bad.
There's a bit of a curve. Get the red one. Okay, we got our 3M flashing in on our sill. We have our window in place, got it shimmed up. We're just fastening it into place now. You can see that this window, like some of the other black windows we've seen in the past, is actually black all the way inside as well. So it's a really neat look. So definitely lots of options with Ecoline. You don't have to keep everything white inside. If you want to change it up, change the look of the house, you can go with something unique like this interior black finish on the window. So it should look pretty neat once the casings are installed and everything's sealed up. So we have one really neat transformation that's going to be happening to this room, most likely in the next day or two. We're actually going to be, the homeowner's actually going to be extending their deck out all the way across to the other side of the house. And this window is going to be taken out and replaced with a actual patio door. So you'll have a huge deck, and then you'll have the patio door coming from the living room out, looking out at the mountains, out at the view you got in the backyard. So it's going to be a really unique transformation. So it's going to involve, once we remove all the windows and all the trim and everything like that, actually cutting down to the bottom of the wall so that, obviously you're not going to want to step up to get to the door that way. So it's going to have to be all flush with the floor. So a lot of work that's going to be needed tomorrow. And then removing all that trim work, and then there'll be a patio door all the way across, probably some side windows along the side, and then windows up top. So it's going to be really, really cool to see once it's all completed. An interesting extra step that has to be done on this bathroom window. We just have to add in a little bit of, looks like 3/8 plywood or OSB to add a little bit more structure to the window so that there's more grab with the fasteners when we install the brick mold. Just a kind of a quirk that this window opening has, but no issue for these guys. They're able to fix it up and then get ready for the new window to be installed. Okay, so we're just adding our spray foam insulation around the window, making sure to get that top part of the window where the arch was. There was quite a large void, so we were able to fill it all in with that spray foam insulation. It's really going to help for the energy efficiency of the house. We have a fairly tight gap on the bottom of this window, so we have a special, almost like a needle type nozzle head that allows the spray foam to get underneath that window. Otherwise, the larger nozzle wouldn't fit under the gap. So some neat kind of tricks that we have up on our sleeve to make sure that we get these windows installed properly and that we get all that energy efficiency that the homeowners are looking for. So we're in the living room here and we're doing our window to patio door transformation. As you can see, we've got lots of mats down. We got everything kind of sheeted off. We want to control as much of the dust and debris so it's not a big cleanup afterwards. So what we've done so far is, if you've seen earlier, there was a lot of trim work, a lot of molding that was around this window. So we've removed all of that and we've cut into some drywall. We took out some insulation in this little stub wall here. So right now the guys are just working on trying to remove this window as carefully as possible. And then once that's done, they're going to be able to cut out the rest of the wall. They've removed some of the stucco trim work on the outside. It's a really delicate process because you don't want to create any more damage, create any more work that would, just add more time to the project. So this is where we're at right now. Doing here right now is we're trying to remove this large fixed piece of glass. It probably weighs a few hundred pounds. So they're trying to delicately lift it up and out of the window, just trying to avoid as much damage and try to do it as safely as possible. This whole, wall here is one of the biggest projects I've ever seen. The skill that these guys have to be able to do this kind of work, this isn't just replacing a window in a bedroom or something like that. This is a total transformation to this house. It's going to completely change the way it flows, everything like that. There's a lot of work to be done to remove something like this and then put a door in and make it all blend in. So it's really tough work and these guys are going to be doing their best. And I'm really impressed so far just being able to get to this point. So once we can get the window out, we can start taking out the wall. Then it's going to be a little bit easier to see it at the end. So we got the window partially out now of the opening. And then we're going to try and lift it and lower it down. Success, I think we've touched down, reached the ground, and they're just using some of the flashing tape to cover up some of the cracks. So that'll prevent it from shattering too much so that we don't get glass all over the place. So it's going to be able to lift it out, hopefully in one somewhat piece. Really cool to see that. Not often you get to see a pane of glass that size get removed. So they did a really good job. Everyone's safe. No one got hurt. So that's even a bigger bonus. We're in the master bedroom of this house. We have a completed window in place here now. It's been installed. Everything is sealed up. We got our casing on. You can see that the color difference is there between the the new vinyl and then the existing casing. So homeowner, if they choose to, they can elect to try to match that color a little bit better just to kind of blend it in more. But really nice window, really great view out to the street and into the yard. Really good. So we have one fixed pane in the middle, one fixed sash, and then we have our two casements on the side. So there'll be lots of opportunity to get fresh air in here. You know, just listen to nature outside, listen to the birds. And you can wake up in the morning and open these up, and it's just nice and peace and calm. So this is what you want when you live in a property like this. You know, people move out to the country for a reason, to be around nature and have some peace and quiet. And then you can kind of just listen in. It's really nice. And then obviously when you close the windows, if you don't want to, you know, hear anything outside, with the triple pane, you know, installed now, you know, it's gonna be very quiet indoors and a lot of energy efficiency. You're gonna be getting no more having to worry about repainting your sills and your casings and all that because of all the water damage from the humidity issues. So this is exactly how you want to do it. Looks really beautiful. We're here in one of the bedrooms. We had one of the custom arch windows that was put in here. Really unique look, and especially with the black jamb extension, creates definitely a different feeling in this room, and I really quite like it. This is another casement window, and again, you can open it up fully, easy to clean. It's going to be able to stay open even on a windy day. It's you have double hardware, double arms, so you're going to have a lot of strength there. The screen, it's in there really securely. It's not going to be able to blow out in a wind. It's in there nice and firm. You don't hear it flapping around. And again, we're able to open that all the way up, so you can reach in and clean the window. You don't have to get up on the roof, which is another bonus. And it locks really nice. Everything is very smooth. All these Ecolines, I mean, I don't mention it as much anymore because it's just how things are, but you know, the lack of effort in cranking, because it's so smooth, the operation, it just speaks to the quality that Ecoline creates. And then again, with the different options you have, it's endless. So this is a really cool house we got to experience today. That's interesting stuff they're doing right now. So what we're doing next is cutting out the bottom plate of the rest of this wall. That will allow us, when we put our door in place, that the threshold will be at the correct height and that everything will finish off nicely. If we leave the bottom plate in place, there'll be a gap, and then it'll be really hard to finish that, and you'll always have it not even with the floor. The way we do this now is this is going to look like it was meant to be here, that it wasn't, an afterthought. So it's all part of, aesthetically making everything work as well, not only just the functional part. Okay, that's going to wrap everything up here today. Probably the most interesting project we've been on so far with Ecoline. Absolutely incredible to see what these guys are capable of. I didn't even think this was an option that people could, remove windows and turn them into doors, massive patio doors. With huge tall windows. Now everything is possible to me. Someone says, oh, can we do this, can we do that? I think with Ecoline it can be done. So really great job to see what these guys were up to on this project. Total transformation in this house. Pretty much every window's been replaced. Really going to be more comfortable for the homeowners. You're going to be able to keep the doors and windows closed. It's going to be nice and quiet, and then when you open them up, you get to experience the nature again. So this is what people are looking for. Ecoline can do it. Got a little bit of cleanup left to do, and then we're off onto the next one. Catch you guys next time. Again, I'm Ian from Timber Point Home Inspection. That's it for today.